Hi guys, Debbie here. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back. So today's video I'm super excited for because I've wanted to try this product for probably about 2 years and just never pulled the trigger because they weren't available in the UK at the time, or not without paying shipping anyway and customs and whatever. And then Beauty Bay picked them up and they were mega expensive. But then Beauty Bay had a sale this weekend, so I just could not resist. And you know from the title anyway, but it's the Melt stacks. So the one I picked up is the Lovesick stack. So if you're not familiar with the stacks, I'm sure you are because they've been around for a long time, but you've got a mirror in the top, they're all magnetic, and you can take each shade apart, which I'm absolutely loving that because you can just spread them all out in front of you and see all the shades really easily, but you can pack them away into a really small package. Right, so that's all the shades. Absolutely gorgeous. So the purple one is Promiscuous, the red one is Lovesick, then the peachy one is Amelie, and the grey one is Fixated. So you just got the 4 shades there, but I wanted this one because they are my kind of tones, and this one had 25% off, so I got it for £30 on Beauty Bay over the weekend. So they do have sales from time to time on Melt, but they've never really, or they've done the stacks before, but they just sell out like mega fast. So I got this one, and I've also got the blue one on the way as well, the one that was half neutrals and half blue. So that one should be here in the next couple of days, and I'll do a review on that when I get it. I've also got the Smoke Sessions palette, but I've not gotten around to playing with that yet, but that will be coming soon in a review. So lots and lots of Melt stuff to play with, but these colours speak to my heart, and I just really wanted to play with this one today. So I'm going to create an eye look using all 4 of the shades so I can get a proper feel for how they perform and give you my first impressions. So without further ado, I'll scooch in and we'll do that. To start off my look, I'm going to go in with Fixated, the grey. And I've got a tapered blending brush, the E45 from Sigma, to do that. There's not much kick up in the pan, not too bad at all, just a touch of it. So I don't think they're going to be too fallout heavy, which is always nice. But I'm just going to start creating a little bit of smoke in the sort of outer corners of my crease. I love grey eyeshadow, and I was kind of tempted on the Juvia's Place Nubian 3, is it? The one that's got the corals and greys in, but I didn't need all those browns. So I decided not to get it, although it's super cheap, so you can get that in the sales at the moment. I think for Labour Day they're doing that for £10, which you won't pay, if you're from the UK, you won't pay customs on that value. So I still keep looking at it, but I know I don't need it because I've got this, but because this has got a corally peach and it's got a grey, so that's kind of another reason why I got it. And because I wanted to try the Melt stack formula. I'm eager to try the palettes as well, but the stacks are what everybody says are their best quality, best formula. So when I've tried the palette, I'll be able to let you know. That's building up and smoking out really nicely, and I haven't got an ounce of fallout, which is really nice. Whenever you're working with darker shades like this, I always end up looking a bit raccoon eyes with all the fallout if I'm not careful. But I am going in bit by bit and building it up, which is what I try and do if I'm working with a darker colour. I love black eyeshadow, but in some ways I like grey more because it's easier to pair with things, I think, without it taking over the look as such. So with black, you have to be super careful that you don't overdo it, otherwise your whole eye look will be black. Well, that's my experience. But with grey, it's a bit more forgiving, but you still get that smoky vibe. And that's beautiful. Beautiful tones in that grey. It's a true grey. Like, it's not a browny grey or a bluey grey, it's just grey, which is great. I think grey eyeshadow gets a bad rap, like people don't seem to like it, but I don't know why. So I'm just building that up, kind of a roundedy shape, but more focus in the outer part of my outer crease there. I've heard people say that these would be difficult to store, and granted they're not flat, but that's the box they come in, and it's super small. You can see by like the size of my hand. You could get loads of those. I've got the Alex straws. You could get loads of those like down the sides of things. I've got pallets all low down and I've still got space at the sides, and I think they'll fit easily into the drawers. And they feel sturdy packaging, like I wouldn't be worried about travelling with them at all. And you've got that little tiny mirror as well for touch-ups and things. So I think they're an awesome concept. I want the radioactive stack, but that was out of stock on the site at the time when I bought this one. I probably will get that one as well, the ultra bright neon-y colourful one. I'm going to use a fluffier brush just to blend the edges, but it doesn't need too much blending. They've practically blended themselves just as I've laid it down, really. I'm going over an unset base, the MAC Painterly Paint Pot today, as I generally do. I'm going in with the shade Lovesick in my outer corners. I love the dark tones of this red. Oh wow. That's the gothy red of my dreams. Like a dark blood red. Gorgeous. And it's blending in really nicely with that grey as well. I hadn't planned to do a halo eye, and now I'm looking at this, I've decided I'm going to do a halo eye, so I'm going to go in with the same shade in my inner corners as well. I'm going to pack that in my inner corner. Just taking a touch more of that grey where the colours meet there. I've got a brush with no additional product, it's just the fluffy side of an Anastasia brush. I'm just going to diffuse a little bit on that inner corner. What I'm liking about these is that they go down ultra pigmented, but they blend out really easily if you want them to. So I could have left that really strong and unblended and it would have looked really dark and intense, but it's shearing out really easily as well. Right, for my lids I'm going to go with Amelie. Looks like it's got some shimmer in this one, so I think that'll be a good lid shade. I'm going to try it dry first and see how that goes on. I'm using the flat side of an Anastasia. Not that intense, so I'm going to spray that. And just pat that over. Yeah, it's a lot more vivid if it's sprayed. It is more of a shimmer shade though than a foil shade, but I'm getting quite a lot of intensity out of it now I've sprayed it. So I'm going to do the same on this. I'm going to pack it on dry first and then spray and go over. It's got really pretty tones to that, like a shift of gold in that peach. It's really lovely. That'll look great over glitter glue, but when I'm doing a halo eye, I always think if I put glitter glue there, it can stick quite a lot and then I can't blend the edges of the halo eye so easily. I'm just going to use a tad of that red just to blend on the transition there between the peach and the red. Just packing a bit of that peach actually over the top of the grey at the top there. It's giving it a different shade and sort of a fade out as it goes up. For my waterline I'm going to go in with Likeable Mood, one of the Mood crayons from Linda Hallberg. And then for my lower lash I'm going to use Promiscuous, which again I think has got a bit of a sheen to it. So the red and the grey were definitely mattes. I would say the peachy shade Amelie is a true shimmer rather than foil. Again, this one it's got a bit of a sheen to it. It's not completely matte, but it's not what I call a shimmer. Don't want to blend that out too much, so I'm just taking a really small fluffy pencil brush just to blend the very edges of the bottom of that. Very light pressure. I love how these keep their intensity, but you can smoke them and really get a fade with them really easily. So for that little space there, I'm going with a pencil brush and the shade Amelie again. Right, so that's what we've got right now. I'm really feeling this one. I really like the smoky sort of vibes of it, and the shadows are excellent quality. Like the way you can pack them on and get a really intense look, but you can also get a really easy fade to not have to use another blending shade and almost make two colours out of one colour as you blend them out. They're just absolutely stunning on the eyes. So excellent quality. I can see why they're the price that they are. So I'm going to finish off the look now with a trace of black eyeliner on my upper lashes. I won't do a wing or anything, just a trace of liner and a lipstick for the look, and I'll be right back with you to show you the finished look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. I'm really loving how this one turned out, and I'm loving this little stack already, and there's so many looks in it that I can see for having 4 shades. What I want to do is pack a dark pencil like say Black Bean by NYX, which is the black version of the Milk pencil by NYX, over my lids, blend that out, and then try the purple over the top. I've seen that done in other videos, and that shade is just, it takes on like an iridescence over the top of a black base. But also I'd like to try doing a cut crease with just the red and then that shimmery Amelie shade. There's some really special shades in this, and that dark red is just beautiful because it's that dark sort of blood red, like almost a burgundy red, but sheared out it takes on a whole new kind of tone to it. It's just gorgeous, and being able to pair oranges with greys and making it look sort of cohesive. I think it's such a well thought out little stack. Can't wait for the other one to arrive now and have a play with that, and also combine the two. So, because that's the great thing about these, of course, is they're magnetic. You can take them apart, you can mix them as however you want to. So for travel, if I wanted to take 2 from this one, 2 from that one, easy to sandwich them together and off you go. So really like the concept. I mean, at full price they are around about £10 per shadow, so they're expensive. They're kind of sugar pill quality and price, and I think, dare I say it, I might actually like them a little bit more than my sugar pill shadows, because I think they're a bit more transformative. You can like do different things with them by shearing them out and things, and they're more grungy tones, or certainly in this one, which I really do love, rather than the Rainbow Brights, which I love also, but I think grungy tones are more my natural home. But you didn't expect the lipstick choice that I went with, but I don't wear this one very often for obvious reasons. It's ultra bright, but I thought it just brought a bit of life to the look and really pulled out the orange in the waterline and on my lids. And it's a studded kiss from Kat Von D. The shade is called A Go Go, so that's it in the tube. It doesn't look quite so vivid orange in the tube. But on your lips it is ultra bright orange, but when I've got a muted down eye look like this, I don't mind that. So yeah, but I could have gone with that. I've got a grey lipstick called Smoke from Anastasia, that would have looked nice, or you could have gone purple or red with this look. So really happy with how the look turned out, really happy with my purchase. I might even do a video with another couple of looks with this stack, because as I say, I think there's lots of ways you can play with it, and if you're considering buying it, as I say, they are available if you're in the UK on Beauty Bay. They do have discounts on them now and again, but you have to jump on it quick because they are popular. But if you're interested in picking them up and you want some inspiration of what you could get out of those 4 shades and are they worth your money, I think I could probably show you some different ways that you could use them, and I'm inspired to do so. So also, as I say, I've got the Smoke Sessions palette, which I've not played with yet, so if you want to see any looks with that, I don't know if everyone's sick of green and kind of that palette is older now and whether anyone wants to see it, but drop a comment below if you do. But other than that, guys, if you're new here, I hope you might consider subscribing before you go. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!